Hi, my name is Matt, and this is a little bit of my story. Usually when I've identified myself as Matt, it's usually followed by I'm a drug addict or an alcoholic. Since June 23rd, 2009, I haven't had a drink or a drug in my body, and for that I'm incredibly grateful. What I believed in my core is that I will just always be a drug addict and an alcoholic. I think early on, both of my parents were involved in the church, and from a really young age, some of my first memories were actually running as far away from the church. Early on, I felt very uncomfortable, uneasy, insecure, less than, and just out of place, right? And it wasn't just in the church, it was in everyday life from a very young age. I just never felt like I was a part of, right? Throughout my adolescence, a good portion of that in and out of detention facilities and rehabilitation clinics and hospitals, and those were kind of the revolving doors that I had. June 22nd, 2009, was the last day that I was under the influence of any substance. And it was a seasonal thing in my life to get beat up, usually by a group of people. And June 22nd was no different. And during that evening, I had stolen something from a group of gentlemen, and they proceeded to beat me nearly to death. And during that time, my mom had called my phone. This was back when we had flip phones. And by some miracle, it was opened. My mom didn't know where I was, how to find me. And she found me face down in the ditch, fractured orbital bone, bunch of missing teeth, and I woke up June 23rd in the hospital again. This moment of clarity that I saw that where my life had gone and what it had done to my family. And I wasn't sure where to go, but I knew I had to make some changes. From then on, I've been active in recovery meetings, and in recovery they talk about how there's a higher power. Never really, like diving any deeper into what that higher power was, right? And looking back now, God was like implementing these people into my life. Specifically, these two gentlemen, Will Tober and Connor Armoring. I was introduced to these two gentlemen through different, arenas of my life, right? One being the gym, the other one just being our neighborhood, and neither Will nor Connor had to ever corner me or put any pressure on me, but what I saw and what I witnessed was that they had something and were onto something that I wanted, that I desperately needed in my life. And they never had to say like I'm a Christian. They never had to say like you should come to church. It was strictly me watching them. And what I saw was a sense of peace, kindness, unwavering, like unconditional love, right? That was whatever they got going on behind the scenes. Like I need to know more about this, right? I need to find out what it is that makes these guys tick. I've never had a burning bush moment, maybe if that's the term. I've never had that, but what I have experienced is that there's an unconditional love that I didn't have that was introduced to me by people within the Zion Church community. It wasn't forced upon me. There was never this, you must do this, or you should do this, or this is what you need, right? It was strictly by the life that these men were living and how I got to witness what it was, right? And I found it here, and I found it, I was invited to the conference, and I'm forever grateful for that. I know that Jesus is real because of the group of men that Jesus placed within my life, that I would have never experienced any of the unconditional love without them.